And we are live, Attitude Era podcast. With I'm sure you've heard by now some somber news. King HP, the Archie Carter, Gamage is in the building. Today it's a unfortunate turn of events where we have the passing of a legend, an icon. Regardless of how people may feel about him, you know what I'm saying? The immortal Hulk Hogan.
Hulk
Yeah, he had passed
Hogan.
away. Insane, man. He's one of the last of the Mohicans, man. A lot of people have transcended, moved
I
on,
said
passed away.
this. I said this a little earlier on Tables, Ladders, and Chill. I said if you grew up in the '80s, this has been a tough week because we lost Ozzy Osbourne, we lost Malcolm Jamal Warner, aka Theo Huxtable, and now Hulk Hogan. That's
Right.
that's some heavy hitters right there.
Yeah, under a week.
Back to back to back,
Yeah.
like one, two, three.
That's the one thing about life, man. You never know. Like it seems like death comes in threes. People always say that. And yeah, this week is heavy. Some other people passed too, maybe lesser known, but yeah, man, it's
Oh,
been a doozy.
people
You know what I'm
pass
saying?
every
Hulk
day,
Hogan.
but Hulk Hogan is. Well, I mentioned it a few weeks ago. He had some health things going on, but we didn't know because it was denied and confirmed and denied. And then Jimmy Hart said something a few days ago, but you never know with the internet, right? And then this morning, I found out from you, HP. We was in the group chat. You was like, "Rest in
Yeah,
peace, Hulk Hogan." I said, "What?"
yeah. I was at work. I I literally had my phone in hand and was like, "Ain't no way." And then I seen it. I said, "Okay, damn." It seemed believable. About a couple weeks ago, they came out with a story, and like you said, the internet, right? They took it away. They said it wasn't this. So, but I don't ever remember seeing Hulk Hogan come out and say,
No, because he
you know,
was thinking having some surgeries, right? And
right,
the older you get, the more time it take to recover if you recover. And unfortunately, they said he lost he couldn't speak because
Yeah,
of so I don't know if he had an accident. I don't know if it was we this still fresh off the press. We don't know nothing. We
yeah.
just know that Terry Bollea, aka Hulk Hogan, has transitioned and left this earth, and he's going on to what's next after this life. And I just got to say this, man: the internet is a terrible place, man.
and it is a terrible
I
place.
grew up, and I think we all grew up in a time where Scarface said it best: "No women, no children." When you ride by a church, you turn your music down. If you see a funeral procession, you pull over and you don't make fun of the dead. You don't disrespect the dead. I guess we completely move past that because people are taking joy in this man's passing away.
Yeah, I think and I get it. I get it. You find out something, but that's just what you know about one person. There's so many other people that if there was a camera at a certain time, you wouldn't like them either. You know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
none of
So
us,
Yeah.
if all of our houses were made of glass, we wouldn't like nobody. Because trust me, people do things in the privacy of their own homes that you wouldn't agree with. Like this whole thing, it's a messy thing, and I hate that it is a stain on his legacy because as a kid,
they got to move.
bro, you couldn't tell me nothing about Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the only other sad part I get from this is I think that last appearance in the WWE really hurt. His feelings were hurt. Like,
I'd expect it, especially if you're not expecting it.
and that
Oh,
was his last
right.
interaction with the wrestling community. And I think he may have tried to want to recorrect and fix that, but he never was given a chance. And unfortunately, that's going to be part of the legacy too. Because that night he got booed. Him and Jimmy
Damn.
Hart was like, "Yo, what is going on?"
I forgot that Netflix
But
special was his last appearance. Damn.
yeah, and again, but he was there to promote his beer. He wasn't there doing wrestling promo, trying to win back. He was there to promote. So, um, you know, that same that same company was the same. That was like the last issue. I think that was a straw for a lot of people that broke the camel's back with the model, the black model that he made sure did not was not hired after she was hired, and there was this whole big thing about it that kind of just rehashed everybody's feelings. So when he apologized, he had his situations, but aside from that, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna separate the art from the artist because to
You
be
have to.
honest with you, ain't no WWE people. We could talk. I love wrestling. Whether you like Hogan, you hate him. There will be no wrestling would not be where it is today without Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
With no way, shape, or form. We already said when I was a kid. Me too, bro. Like Hulk Hogan was like
It wouldn't be
you
no
go to
wrestling then without Hogan, and it wouldn't be wrestling now without Hogan because what he did then in the 70s, 80s got us to WrestleMania. And what he did in the 90s got us to the Monday Night Wars.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
He's without question. And then you talk about like there's a lot of chips riding on Hogan. You know, a lot of people went into putting him over. Andre the Giant, Ted DiBiase. You know, they're just to name a few. You know, Iron Sheik. But when he got over, he it wasn't just he got over. He, you know, from that
Now, I know there's
rock
one
and roll.
person that might be okay with this news, the Iron Sheik.
Oh yeah, Iron Sheik.
Iron Sheik gets a pass. The rest of the internet, a lot of y'all is corny with these jokes, but Iron Sheik, I'm gonna let the Iron Sheik get his thing off because in life he stood on business how he felt about Hogan. So
Yeah, Ray Rock, salute on Instagram. But I saw Hogan first in 1978. I saw him again in 1980 at Shea Stadium when he body slammed on the Giant, and then he was at Madison Square
oh, he
Garden when
was
Hogan
there. He
beat.
saw that live.
That's crazy.
That's
So
legendary.
Fire,
That's
just
legendary.
look how many generations. Ray
fire,
Rock, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? Right? Because here's the point. Look how many generations witnessed Hulk Hogan in some capacity.
fire.
You know what I'm saying? Like he watched him in '78. He's coming around. Hogan wins his first world title in WWE in 1984, and it goes on a 4-year run. Hulkamania blows up. He's doing no holds barred, Suburban Commando. He's doing Thunder in Paradise. Like he had
Three
What
ninjas,
was it was a cartoon with all the wrestlers.
rockin' wrestling,
Rockin'
three ninjas, no
Yeah.
hold bar. Like Hulk Hogan was him.
Yeah, and so he's 58. So you're talking about someone, let's say 65, right? Because those people who watch, there was other people in that stadium too. They're seeing this now. Like Hulk Hogan is it, even to like my children know who Hulk Hogan is. They're like, oh, that's the guy on TV. He used to wrestle back in the day, didn't he?
The thing about
Everybody
Hulk
know who.
Hogan is a lot of people still haven't caught wind of this news. We caught it early this morning, right? By 8 o'clock tonight, this is going to be around the world because you're going to have people who haven't watched wrestling in years know who Hulk Hogan is. People who don't watch wrestling know who Hulk Hogan is. People who watch wrestling know who, like, he is like, if you know how the NBA got Jerry West, Hulk Hogan could easily be the logo for wrestling as a
Oh,
whole, not even WWE.
oh,
Yeah.
most people know Hulk Hogan passed, brother, because this is the new internet. This ain't back in the day. Like, remember me? I remember you have to go home to see the news. That shit hit my phone. My sister called me. They said, "Are you gonna take off work?" I said, "Why?" They said, "Man, Hulk Hogan passed, bro.
Bruh,
Flags is
somebody in my
hazmat."
family's group chat posted a picture of Hulk Hogan. My family's group chat posted a picture of Hulk Hogan, and I'm like, bro, because when we caught wind, it still wasn't like 8, 9 on the West Coast yet, so they hadn't fully woken up. So what I'm saying is the whole world is gonna be awake by 8 o'clock tonight, and this is gonna be. I saw Ric Flair on TMZ breaking down.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
had just seen that. Yeah.
I couldn't even watch the full Ric Flair interview because it's just sad. Then I start to think, yo, Flair is like the last left of that class.
Well, what I write in
With
that
the
chat, he's
exception of
facing
I
his own
think Jerry
morality.
Lawler. Um, is the Honky Tonk Man still alive?
Yeah.
I think so,
So
but
He
Jerry
is.
Lawler,
between
Honky
him,
Tonk Man, Jake the Snake, Ric Flair, that's like the rest of that class.
you got a couple random still, like Ted DiBiase still around.
Well, Ted, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's
not.
hard to see, and it's crazy when you start thinking about who's still left. It's very hard to think. Sting, Sting.
Jimmy Hart definitely, yeah. So,
Yeah.
But
but
it's few and far between. You
yeah,
know, the list is longer for who's gone than it is for who's
but then
still
you got to
here.
think about the new class he was a part of. I know, like Kevin Nash got to be shook right now, right? Because he lost
Yeah.
Scott
He's
Hall and Hogan. And like Hogan was a part
he's
of
the
that
last of the
older
three.
70s, 80s class, but he's part of that 90s, 2000s class as well. Him and Rock, WrestleMania, was that what?
18.
18.
18. That's the Rock's best match and Hogan's best match. Like that shouldn't be happening later in his career, but he crossed many, many, many generations, bro. And like I said, no matter how you feel about him, you can't deny what he was to the business. Like crazy.
I'm waiting
And
for someone to take that
71,
Brock.
71 doesn't seem old for Hulk Hogan because he's been grown our whole lives, you know? I felt like he would have been
Hogan
much
was
older
30.
than that.
Hogan is 34 with a hairline that was crazy. At WrestleMania 4, I think it is, where Ted DiBiase did the money trade and he had the crooked ref and Andre pinned Hogan.
He's the
Hogan was
chain, baby.
34
He
then.
snatched the chain, baby.
That's it. Hogan was like 33, 34 at that
The
time, right?
only
So,
person that looked older than Hulk Hogan when they were younger is Mike Tyson.
man, Mike
Mike
Tyson is,
Mike
you
Tyson was
know,
12 and he looked 40.
but this is the time where like definitely give these older wrestlers flowers. Danico on Instagram. Yeah, it's gonna be Danico Burn. I'm sorry, on Instagram. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens tomorrow night. Triple
That's
H and
my
SmackDown.
question. Do y'all think Hulk Hogan gets the 10 bell salute with everybody on the stage, or they just give the in memory of picture at the beginning of the show?
So I'll be honest. The whole show should be dedicated to Hulk Hogan. It shouldn't even matter. If people want to say, "Well, I don't care," if you're scared about the fallout because wrestling fans, then you got to think, what kind of wrestling fan are you? Because Hogan made the business. I know what they did for other people, right? There is literally no one bigger than Hulk Hogan is a cultural icon. He's not just a wrestling icon. He is when you talk about that level, you're talking about Michael Jackson. You're talking about Michael Jordan. You're talking about
Hulk
Hulk
Hogan.
Hogan. Hulk Hogan's name is in that category class of icon, regardless of how you feel about him. Just like Michael
Right.
Jackson, regardless
You
of how
could
you feel
spin
about
a
him.
globe and wherever your finger land, I'm
They
guaranteed in
know
that country, somebody know Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
they know Hulk Hogan, bro. He's in that class, and so again, I'm not a guy who liked a lot of the personal stuff, the Terry Bollea stuff. But again, we're not here for that. We're gonna separate the art from the artist because none of us would be wrestling fans if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan. Period. Point blank. Even if you used to root, I doubt people rooted against him in the '80s. But at some point, come on, bro. Man, the NWO crazy, Hulkamania crazy. He's had two careers that are so Hall of Fame. He raised two companies.
He almost had three careers because after when WWE purchased WCW, he went back to WWE. Plus, he had a New Japan career and a TNA career.
Yeah, he does have little stints in those companies. And when you said he came back to WWE, he won the undisputed championship from Triple H. He beat him. So in the 2000s, that man was still winning belts. Uh, Gamache, what do you think should happen tomorrow night?
I agree with you. I think they should have the whole episode honor to him.
Damn, Archie's going to go call Triple H. He'll be right back.
Like when you really think of, like, you know how we talk about now current wrestlers who are the face of the men's division, face of the women's division, or their company. With Hogan,
Yeah,
it was never that. Hogan was the face of wrestling.
yeah, yeah, by far too. I don't think there's anyone close to the level of Hulk Hogan's stardom in wrestling. Like I don't think there's a. You could say Ric Flair, but nah,
You know
bro.
how
I
Uh,
important he is to the business? They took him out of the Hall of Fame and removed him from everything and put him back. That's important. Like that's importance because that's you recognize him. He's the face of a lot of this, bro. I was happy to
Yeah,
see Vince McMahon climb from under whatever rock he climbed from under to make a statement.
Yeah,
Like
I didn't expect that either.
I kind of did. I feel like regardless,
you got
Vince,
to, bro. You
yeah,
Yeah,
got to.
Vince between like you said, you got to Vince became a Vince created like we've heard Roman Reigns talk about I made this $1 billion, like you know what I'm saying. The reality is Hogan made this company able to get to a point where Stone Cold could run with it and Roman Reigns can run with it. Wrestling was on the outs. Wrestling wasn't like super big. It was big, but it wasn't it was like pastime kind of thing. People will watch and they'll tune in and they knew they needed a star. You still had territories. Vince used Hogan as the centerpiece to create a national stage. He used, to usher in how we see wrestling today.
I mean there are fans that didn't even know who Vince was until they knew Hogan first.
Yeah, yeah, right. You're right. He made that theme song iconic too. By Rick Derringer.
I'm a real American.
American, like
Never
everybody knows
done.
that because of Hulk Hogan. Not because that wasn't popular
And
before.
He wasn't even supposed
and
to get that song. That's the
you
crazy part.
It was used with other people.
you can't
That song.
forget Voodoo Child, Jimi Hendrix. Boom,
Oh,
boom,
when he
boom,
came back in,
boom, 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 boom,
he,
boom, boom, boom.
you ain't lying,
Hogan
bro.
Hogan made strumming the belt look so cool, bro. Like we
That
all
walkout
spray
was
painted
crazy.
something because of Hogan. We all was flexed our not so 24-inch pythons. We all ripped our shirts. Like I still rip my t-shirts to this day because of that.
That's
Still.
wild.
It's like if my t-shirt's a little loose in the neck, a little dingy, it gotta go. I don't just throw it away. I get my Hogan on. And bro, it's iconic. Iconic. Like an iconic career and iconic life, dog. Like I said, and I think a lot of times as people, we remember that the people we admire are people too, and nobody's perfect. I guarantee you, there's some people in your family, your church, your job, or wherever you at that has done far worse things than what you hate this man for. But say your
You just
prayers,
don't know it.
take your
Like,
vitamins.
Hulk Hogan,
You coming for
Hulk
you,
Hogan
but
raised a
like
lot of kids, bro. Like because you
all
did
of
do
us
that.
are Hulk Hogan babies, bro. Like all the whole WWE right now is Hulk Hogan babies.
Yeah, yeah. There's Roman Reigns as a little kid with his father talking to Hulk Hogan and Hulk Hogan holding him.
There's a
So
picture
yeah,
of me from a few years, not a few, maybe 7 years or so ago, when my grandmother was still alive. She thought this was the funniest thing ever because my grandmother loved wrestling. My grandmother used to take my uncle on a bus to UNO Lakefront Arena to watch the Junkyard Dog. It's something about black grandmas and wrestling. I don't know. We gotta do a study on that. Older black women love wrestling. So
I
me and my uncle dressed
that
up as the Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. I had the beard, the hair, like, and she thought that was the funniest thing. And I say that to say this: Hulk Hogan aside, wrestling just connects you, man, to different things and different people. Hell, it connected us, right? I didn't know none of y'all really before this. Um, and it's a thing because the wrestling community, as toxic as it may be sometimes, it's a real solid community with real solid people in it. And I just think Hulk Hogan legacy might be a little tainted, but you can't take away nothing from what he did and what he sacrificed in that ring. Because me working with a wrestling company now, I know the sacrifice these people put into it. I think Hogan said he was like 3 inches shorter than he was originally wrestling because his spine compacted so much from doing a leg drop over the years. Where I remember in Miami at the Hall of Fame speech with the Horsemen, Tully Blanchard said, "Y'all become our family. We spend birthdays with y'all. We spend holidays with y'all. We celebrate our moments with y'all because we on the road. So wrestlers give up a lot, especially back in those days when
in those days,
traveling wasn't convenient. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as rapid as it is now. So man, I just want to say shout out to any wrestler, indie and any promotion or major that ever took one bump, 100,000 bumps. Man, shout out to you because it's a sacrifice, man, and it's not easy.
no, absolutely not. What are some of your? I won't say favorite, but what are some of your biggest Hulk Hogan memories? Like for you personally, like I don't care what whatever wrestling whatever says. I'm talking about in your mind. Like Hogan, what's the first things that pop up in your mind?
I'm gonna say this, and I think this probably everybody's top two. You gotta mention the slam with Andre, because that was unreal. That was unreal. Like I was in New Orleans for 30 when he was like, I picked up the big stinky giant. Like that, and him being the third man, bro. Him being the third when he leaned on them ropes, did that leg drop in them boots. It was, bro. It was. Those two have to be like one and two. I think for the majority of people, that comes instantly to mind. But it's a lot others too.
Bimaj, what you got?
It would from well, besides the ones that Archie mentioned, it would have to be when he won the undisputed belt. Because I don't think anybody thought he could ever win the championship one more time when he came back.
Mm, mm. I those when I think of Hulk Hogan, like literally the first thing I think that comes to mind was when Zeus came, and I thought Zeus was gonna kill this dude. And if y'all don't know who Zeus is, Zeus was Debo. Debo was in the movie No Holds Barred prior, and they took the movie, and it was
Tiny
going into
Lester.
SummerSlam, and they paired them. And I'm gonna just be dead honest. I was like, that's a big ass, like, like
That's why
you know,
Hulk
you
got
seen
in
the
trouble
movie.
saying that word. That's what he said. That's
I,
why he got in trouble.
I, I, I didn't. I realized the movie Hulk had to win, but in wrestling at this time, as young
Well,
as
you
I
thought it was
was,
real.
yes. So when he was like, and he just kept like he did this double fist. I thought he was going. to I thought
My
Hogan's. You
only
remember in Dave
issue with that
Chappelle?
is,
You
I think,
you remember in Dave Chappelle when his head exploded? I thought Hogan couldn't take it no more, bro. I was like, oh my god, Grandma, yo, somebody.
hell, he needs
That's the
some
first thing I think.
milk.
For me, like, oh man, because I was like, they're gonna kill him.
And the other memorable part of Hulk Hogan's career is, they say wrestling is the beautiful dance, right? He had some hellified dance partners, bro. Macho Man, Andre the Giant, Ted DiBiase in the beginning, right? Then you fast forward, Shawn. That match with Rock, like I said, that was not. He was still creating moments because that stare down at 18,
Yeah,
that wasn't planned. That was a moment. And before that, Hall, Nash, even Goldberg, like, dude, he had the career, bro. The career is like you're not gonna find many people whose careers you can sit next to his and even have a conversation.
I don't think there is. I literally don't think you could take Roman Reigns, right? Because people are gonna meet when you think of that 4 year run of Hogan's, you're gonna immediately go to Roman's or vice versa. They're connected. And Hogan was such a baby face for so he's the only one comparable, like in modern time at least, because he has so many main events. But back in the day, Hogan was WrestleMania. Like I
Hogan
know
was the
HB,
main event. Like he
he
was
was
the
the main
main
event.
event.
yeah,
I think 9 was the first time we didn't see him in the main event to start, but by the
He
end of the
damn
night,
sure
he was in
wasn't
the main
opening
event.
those shows.
Hell no. I remember when the Warrior was champion, and that was where a lot of their conflict happened because the Warrior had won the belt. He was supposed to be getting over, but people still looked at Hogan
As the champ.
as the main event and the champ. So it was a rough time. And yeah, I think I have some other big memories when the Undertaker beat him. Uh and then Ric Flair helping him, he put that chair under his head. But then Undertaker tells the story in current time, and he was talking about Hogan was he had the golden goose, and Hogan was like, hey man, I got some reservations about that tombstone. Undertaker said, hey man, I'll take good care of you. Your head won't even touch. Hey, Hogan,
There's a lot of wrestlers who don't have the best memories of Hulk Hogan.
he
Um,
said, brother, call the wife and the kid.
and we can speculate why that is, but like I said, now ain't the
Yeah,
time. Now ain't
I
it fun, bro?
also I
When
also think you
Andre,
should
I had to
dance
put
part.
the cross on today because when Andre snatched that cross off Hogan's neck and he was bleeding, I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
bro, like I said, when they get it right, wrestling is a beautiful thing. We have these memories. It's just that's the other side of it. These are people and they have lives and children and health issues and complications. I'm really curious to see what the official cause is going to be because for somebody to lose function of their throat and neck, it sounds to me like some kind of trauma or injury, maybe. I don't know. Um,
Well, these guys have done a lot with their bodies. They weren't eating well. Hogan was on a crazy publicity run with the beer and the new league he has for wrestling, the freestyle Greco-Roman wrestling. I
and
forgot what it's
a
called, but
recent surgery, I believe. So
Yeah, with
yeah.
his
So
neck, I believe.
who knows if there was complications? Because when you're on the road, you're not in the best like conditions to like period.
well, when you
You're
ain't
eating
on the
whatever you
road,
can
you're in the
get.
best condition. It's hard doing the right thing every day and eating right and working out, and that's not easy. That's not easy at all. Here's my thing. Let's say WWE does give Hogan a 10 bell salute with the roster on the stage. Who from that class would you like to see there or expect to see there? We mentioned the Flairs and the Stings. Those
Whoever's left. They you just got to make those. There's only like 12 calls they can make. I ain't trying to be.
hey, shut the hell up.
You got, like I said, Ted DiBiase, bro,
Sean.
Mr. Perfect, Ravishing Rick Rude, Earthquake, Mean Gene Okerlund, Bobby Heenan, the Warlord. Like all these guys have passed on. The Devon Eriks. Uh, who else did Hogan? Jake the Snake is still
Hell,
there, so
Giant Warrior Macho. That's
gone,
Uh,
gone.
even
Big
Scott
Boss
Hall,
Man.
unfortunately. Scott Hall's not here.
Yeah, and then I don't know if those people have contracts to because I would say Sting. Can you come? WWE didn't have a big run with Sting and Hogan, but we know that beef.
I
That beef
wouldn't
was taking
mind.
on
I would
simultaneously at the same time as HBK versus Bret Hart, and they stretched it those two beefs were running. The payoff was not good for
I would
the
say this
Sting.
is a moment in wrestling where none of that matters to me. Like I
I
said,
don't
I
think it
know we
should matter.
competition. None look, give me JR and Tony Schiavone up there. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't.
Tony,
That ain't happen.
I'm just
That,
saying in my world, I would love to see because Tony called all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Tony was there for the Nitros. JR called some stuff for Hogan. Jerry Lawler, Sting, who was contracted elsewhere. That would be just great to see. Rocky, Jimmy Hart got to be there. Like Jimmy Hart,
at,
Jake the
at the
Snake.
funeral, there will be whoever's left and some.
And
And
see,
if someone gets there,
that's my worry because I feel it's gonna be some disrespectful people at the funeral.
Mm.
I think some people just won't show. The
No, I
Mark
mean
Henry.
fans that who just want their moment for
Oh,
social media and
that's
clickbait to say I was there. Because even let's say they do the moment of silence, I'm pretty sure it may be somebody there who's gonna.
gonna boo or do something stupid or sound the air horn or something like that. Like, I hope not, bro. Let people.
Let me ask y'all this because we know WWE is most likely going to do it. Do you think AEW should do it also? Because
I
like you
think
guys mentioned,
every organization should recognize Hulk Hogan because
Oh,
you
that
know
is
for a
definitely a
fact
typo. Thank
Tony
you, brother.
Khan is a fan of wrestling. So
I think Tony Khan will have a. He probably won't even say much, but like Hulk Hogan, R.I.P. Something generic. Only because um, what I don't know if his run-ins with Hogan are as extensive as Vince's.
no, I'm just
We
saying
know it's
from
not.
a
We
fan
know it's not.
perspective, Tony Khan's a fan of wrestling, and they in Florida. Like I'm pretty sure he's crossed paths with Hulk Hogan at some point. Do any McMahon show up? Do we see Shane or Stephanie?
Tomorrow night,
Yeah,
I hope so.
or do they just let Triple H do it all?
if we don't see them like publicly, they're probably like behind the scenes or backstage. I think Stephanie may be there. I don't know about Shane.
I would like, yeah, I don't know about Shane. I think if they have any type of contract or anything with any, I think they should be there. If they're gonna be like, oh, no, we can't do it, then it's gonna be
Would y'all
Triple
get
H running the
mad if
show.
Vince was involved in saying something about Hulk?
Would I be mad? No.
No,
I think Vince is more right than anyone.
I would say I think Vince that this would be the one time Vince can be on SmackDown or WWE, and they give him the pass to like show Hogan respect.
Remember when Vince walked out, he was like, "It's then, now, and always," and left. Give him that much time to say, "Thank you, Hulk, for everything you've done. Bye, Vince. Get out of here." Like Vince,
That'll make me happy, but I think TKO gonna stand clear of Vince, man. If they got Brock
Yeah,
Lesnar on the ban list,
yeah. Vince
he
ain't
banned in the
pulling up.
WWE and the UFC, bro. I don't know what Brock Lesnar did, man.
if Brock Lesnar's on the ban list, bro, I think
But
Vince
yeah,
is
Hulk
like,
Hogan, man,
you know,
it's unexpected. I still don't think it's really settled in yet for a lot of people. It's making its ways around the world, and like I said, it's gonna be super talked about. Ric Flair came out. You're starting to see the wrestlers post things. Everybody have good memories of him. But then there are those who are gonna take the opportunity to kick his back in, which I mean, that's
it's
your
gonna be,
choice.
it's gonna be. But I feel like, man, I kind of wish low key he would have had some type of way to redeem himself. I don't think he would ever. I'm not gonna say ever, but Hogan is. But you know what you're gonna see? More of the older crowd they give the respect than the younger crowd. It's the people who probably I grew up to seeing Hogan. I was just people born around 1997, and you'll still see some older ones. But I'm saying again, the majority of the people who say we don't care are probably going to be the younger generation who didn't grow up to Hulk Hogan, who didn't that man, he was a part of a lot of people's childhood, bro. Just like Michael Jackson, just like Michael Jordan, and I think this puts people's morality in perspective. Like I watch Hulk Hogan it'd almost be like if Zach Morris passed away, God forbid. You know, I, like these are people like I grew up to. I watched every week, and now it's like, dang man, I'm getting old. I think that's also why Ric Flair cries because I'm losing all my friends. Like everywhere I go,
Well,
another
not
one.
only
My
that,
phone list is getting shorter and shorter.
Ric Flair just had a surgery, and I believe some
Yes,
cancer issues. And Jr.
Yeah,
just had
and he
and
Ric
just got
Flair
yes,
like whole body is stapled up, like so.
yeah, and he
And,
just
and,
got
and
cleared of cancer.
I think when you're in a combat sport, and you're an athlete, you know your body better than anybody. You know your body can't take but so much, like so much you can't take. But Flair would be that would be another big blow, like crazy. And I said this recently, like as of their most recent appearances, The Rock and Stone Cold never look old to me until like recently. You can see the age on them now.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
So
That's where I say people are facing the morality because now you're looking like, dang, Stone Cold looks old. Like Hulk Hogan passed, Stone Cold looks old. The Rock starting to look old. Um, and we all have to go at some point. You know, that's the problem. That's where people start to understand these things and go, dang, like I said, Ric Flair's phone call this is getting shorter and shorter. And it's like, dang, man, he's having a hard time to be able to call people for memories because people are passing left and right from that wrestling world. You know, so I hope for Hogan they do a whole SmackDown for him, and maybe we get a couple matches, but people should be based on or black and white colors, straight up. I can't imagine
who
just
knows,
giving
bro? Because
Hogan a
they could
10 bell
scrap the
salute.
whole show and give us 2 hours of, you know what I'm saying?
Memories. Give us the 2 hour memories. Some of the best promos. If you remember when Ted DiBiase and he was like, no, man, the referee. What did he say? He said the referee. He said the referee had plastic surgery, bro. He said
Bro, we're gonna see. It's gonna be interesting because with this new regime with TKO, they might send out a memo. Yo, no Hulk Hogan references like they did with R-Truth. Don't you mention R-Truth.
this, but you know, one thing I'll say about TKO, because that could happen very well. They're on the good side with Hogan because they just did the beer deal for him. So Hogan was allowed to promote on show. So Hogan's not on the outs with them, but like you said, neither was our truth really, and they did some weird shit there.
And we
I,
we don't really know because we don't know, bro. We'll see. People
well, they still
SmackDown,
promote his
I know
beer,
one
so
thing. SmackDown's gonna do some numbers tomorrow.
It
oh
is.
yeah, oh yeah. If I'm
Look at
wrestlers,
Hogan still moving the needle. You heard?
Hogan, if I'm a wrestler, I come out, I call a match. You wear black and white, I wear red and yellow. You know what I'm
I'll do
saying?
something subtle. You know, Cody wear the weight belts. Give me the weight belts, the bandana. I
Yeah.
might do a leg drop, big boot or something.
Oh
Hulk
yeah.
up,
Oh
tear
for
Yeah.
your shirt.
sure.
It should be a lot of shirt tearing tomorrow.
Oh, you're right. Even the mannerisms, people after the match, or if you tell someone to close the show, whoever's closing the show tomorrow, we end with a face in the ring, and it's the whole Hogan pose, and we're playing the music. Who's your American guy? Cody Rhodes. You're the American Nightmare. I am a real like the American Nightmare coming out to
I
that
mean, they
music.
own the right. I'm sure they own the rights to the music and they can play it.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I mean, they
yeah,
just did
because
it.
they did that with Cena. Remember, Cena was in the match with Bray Wyatt, and he went through the different times if he had joined
Phases. Yeah.
NWO and if he had did all this stuff. So,
When he just came on Netflix, they played it. So I think they have the acts. Like I think they do. I think they do.
well,
I
hey,
hope
it's
so.
gonna be interesting. But like I said, he's still moving the needle. Even you know what I'm saying? They can't. Hey, they can't do it without you. Hope.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
legend, super legend. Again, personally, you feel how you feel. I've said it here myself. We ain't really rocking what Terry did, but Hulk, you can't deny. You can't deny it. Like you cannot deny it at all.
I will do no Hulk Hogan slander, bro. Because I
No.
just feel like give people their time to agree. Because you know what sucks? I get it. He said what he said and did what he did. But you know what sucks, man? In the age of the internet, when you're a family member or a real friend of Hogan or whatever the case, and you gotta constantly see that. And you're like, bro, he you know what I'm saying? He got past that. But the people don't. We all don't know behind closed doors. Was he past that? Was he like, yo, look, that was a
You know
moment,
what else
you know?
sucks? A lot of people agree with what he said, but won't openly admit
That's true
it.
too. That's
Because you
true
don't
too.
want your daughter dating no, and if she do it, hey, let it be a tall one with $100 million. Don't,
Yeah, I that's
because
the
the one
unfortunate
that's
thing people do.
borrowing her car ain't doing no better. So don't get me on my, I take it there. You know what I'm saying? I rip this shirt off and get real crazy. I mean, but
Oh my
nah,
gosh.
man, and that's the only bad thing about the internet. And then like it sucks that you can't even be yourself in your house.
Who recorded that? That's crazy.
And I
Or
think it was
maybe
just after some intimate moments. You know, we be talking crazy after we horizontally pleasure. You know what I'm saying? You be saying anything.
hey, but you know, in today's world, it's easy because you know what? Everyone got these ring cameras, security cameras in their home. I ain't gonna
And a lot of it be setups. This person is comfortable with me. I can get them to say whatever. And they may have said this before. Let me get them to say it again. But this
Mhm.
time, I'll be ready. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying that's what happens.
But it happens. Definitely happens. People, man, listen, you're right. Especially when you're a celebrity, people will look to yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So, again, separate the art from the artist. There is no if you're a wrestling fan, I don't care if you're black, white, green. I don't care if you came here on one of Elon's ships. You know what I'm saying? You're like you feel away today. Like a little bit so like, dang, man. And again, I wouldn't celebrate
Well, the
nobody.
reality of it, it's a part of your childhood that's gone.
Yeah.
Part of your childhood is
Yeah.
gone. So yeah, I mean, it's a shout out to Hulk. Uh oh.
Yo,
It says you got daddy stuff to do. You feel me?
Yeah, she over here, and I'm gonna charge it now, sweetie.
Oh man, look at you. Yeah, you got work to do.
Hey, stop running. Yeah, you got some daddy work to do. Outside of that, bro, I hope tomorrow night is a Hulk Hogan tribute. The- You know, I'm gonna be honest, bro.
Do it
Do
right.
something big
Just do
because
it
you've
right.
never had a huh.
I said just do it right. That's
Just
all.
do it right. I don't know. I hope so. I'm gonna just leave it in their hands, obviously. But whoo,
And if they're smart, not only will they do it right, they do it throughout the show and give us a good show because you're gonna have eyes on this that haven't put eyes on a WWE product in a long time.
yeah. You want them to feel that nostalgia? Yeah, 100%, 100%. Matter of
But
fact, we don't want. I don't. But you know what sucks? I mean, it doesn't suck, but it sucks. SummerSlam is next week. What you gonna? Hey, in the words of Hulk Hogan, what you gonna do when SummerSlam? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna like? You got to move your storylines. How much Hogan are we gonna get tomorrow night?
well, they got a week in between SummerSlam. The card's pretty set. Shit, we made our picks already, so
Yeah, we'll see.
and it's
We'll
not like they're gonna be interrupting nothing if they move some stuff around. Hell, they might not even have no show written out. The way that SmackDown been going, they write Friday morning.
Hey, here's just hey, say this. Damn.
I don't
Yeah.
know who there, who showed up to this. I don't know, bro. But yeah, shout out to Hulk Hogan, man. Great career in the ring, many, many memories. Definitely a sad day in the sports world and entertainment world because we had an argument about transcending wrestling. He definitely transcended wrestling several times over. So,
Yeah.
hey, Saturday morning, definitely, man. You talking about. Yo, yeah. So shout out to everybody reminiscing and having good memories of the Hulkster, man. You got anything for get out of here, Gamaj?
Uh, Nothing. Just hope tomorrow they do things right.
HP. Shout out to the chat. We got a lot of chat people. I'm seeing new faces. Welcome to this thing we call Attitude Era Podcast. If you're new to the channel, we got a lot of content on here. Speaking of legend, the legend like Hulk Hogan. If you just happen to go check out our original content, we have original shows. But if you're here to see some legends, you can do that too. Our interview list is very long. Our hot tag list is very long. We have legends in there. Booker T's in there, Bret Hart's in there. The last interview, rest in peace to Psycho Sid, he did was here on this podcast. Marty Jannetty, Ted DiBiase, Tugboat, Tatanka, legends like that. But we also got newer acts. Samantha Irvin's in there, Trick Williams is in there. Check out, Kurt Angle, Kane, Mankind, Devon Dudley. We have a lot of great interviews with legends on this Attitude Era podcast we do and original content. So check it out. Hit the subscribe button. Welcome. Hey, if you coming through just to show love to Hulk and hear what we had to say, check us out again. We go live each and every night during the main event of WWE products. So Monday night during the main event of Raw, we go live. Wednesday, we have this thing called the Wednesday Night Wars where we go to war and we just have a good old time. And Friday, same thing during the main event of SmackDown, we go live. And if it's a PLE, of course, during the main event, we go live. So welcome to Attitude Era Podcast. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, notification buttons right there. If you're anywhere else, X or Instagram, come over to YouTube, man. Check us out. But we're just glad that you're here. We here to talk and celebrate Hulk Hogan. We not kicking nobody back in. We not. It's a lot of that going on. It's nasty. It's ugly. It's not cool. It's corny. Quite frankly, very corny. Shout out to the guys over at 3NT. They were saying pretty much the same thing. Hey man, this ain't the time for it. And Square Circle Boys, same thing. Anytime people like yo, sometimes you gotta put some stuff aside and it's okay. Now you want to kick us back in later, hey, it's on you. But now ain't the time. It's time to celebrate. People give him their flowers and roses because I know the last time he was in front of the WWE crowd, it was not many roses, and and I think that's the saddest
He
part
got
of
the
this.
thorns. He didn't get the
That's
roses.
that's
He
the
got the
very
thorns.
that's super sad part of this. Again, thoughts and prayers to the Hogan family and those that we know were actually really close to him. The Jimmy Harts, the Kevin Nashes, the Ric Flairs, the legends, the people that put their life and bodies on the line for us to enjoy them. All we could do is say thank you and thanks for the memories. HP, you got anything before we get out of here?
Nope.
I don't either. Tomorrow night. I mean Friday night. What's tomorrow night?
Yeah,
Hey,
tomorrow
we,
night.
we went we
Yeah.
went live like every day this week. That's crazy. Welcome to your new favorite channel. Yeah, tomorrow night we're going live doing the main event of SmackDown, and Wednesday Night Wars next week is crazy. Again, rest in peace to Hulk Hogan, and I just need you to do three things. Have a good week. I hope this week is good to you and good for you. The last two things I need you to do is say your prayers and take your vitamins. Attitude Era Podcast. We out. Thanks for the memories, Hulk Hogan.